Well, hello YouTube. It's me, Saint Riot, the guy who plays Elden Ring, and then makes builds, and then invades other players as they play through the game, and I try and do cool things while I fight other players, and then I take that footage and I put it on YouTube with videos for you to watch while I talk over the video. It's me. I'm back again with another session of Elden Ring PvP. I don't see how YouTubers, like, how do you bring that energy every time? You know, that's especially people who are like uploading like every day. You know, people hate on it, but how do you do it? I don't know. I will tell you how I do this. Okay, this right here I do by just being Cool Mo Jody D. That's my name. Actually, it's not. It's Saint Riot. This build that I'm using here is a bit of a take on an older build that I have. I still have the Beast build, the Beast Paladin. This build uses the McKellen Knight Sword as well, but this build was designed with like just the uppercut stuff in mind, and so I've got the McKellen Knight Sword and the Sword of Milos on this build. The McKellen Knight Sword requires a little bit of faith, and so I thought, well, since I have to have a little bit of faith anyway, might as well have the bestial incants, right? So I have those. So it does have a little bit in common with my beast build, but those are both fun things to play around with. The heavy attack on the McKellen Knight Sword and the heavy attack on the Sword of Milos are both like a sort of running uppercut type of thing, and it just looks cool. I really like that move. And so, you know, I made a build that's sort of focused around it. I actually have a third build that is similar. It uses the McKellen Knight Sword and the Death Poker. But the McKellen Knight Sword is a faith, you know, it's a weapon that requires some faith, and the Death Poker is a weapon that requires some intelligence. So that build is sort of like a hybrid. This one is just pretty much straight strength and dex. It's 25 strength and 25 dex, if I'm not mistaken, and then like 15 faith. And I think we're at level 90, if I'm not mistaken. But it's fun because with the little bestial incants and the McKellen Knight Sword's Ash of War, which is Sacred Blade, you can really get into like some funny, cool mix-ups and stuff. So I really like this build because, you know, it feels like you've always got something that you can do to an opponent at range, and you never have to do the same thing twice. Like, you can use Beast Claw, you can use Stone Toss, or whatever it's called. You can use Bestial Sling, you can use Garank's Beast Claw, whatever, all those different spells. And then you have Sacred Blade on top of all that. So, like, there's always something to be doing to pressure your opponent from that right outside of straight sword range, which is where everybody wants to stay because you're using a straight sword. But it's like, look at this, and then we can go here, and boom, right? And then I have another invasion after this one where we do a different sort of take on, you know, a similar combo, but there's always something new to do with this one, and it always looks cool, and it always feels like really stylish as you're doing these goofy little mix-ups. I love them. So if I'm not mistaken, this build is around level 90, and just as a heads up, if you ever like wonder, you know, what level is someone when they're doing invasions, if they are a person who does invasions a lot and they understand invasions, one quick way to tell is how far their health bar goes towards the little compass in the middle of the screen there. What you're looking at now is like somewhere between like 40 or 50, I think, vigor, and then if it's at 60 vigor, it'll be closer to the little center point of the compass. So that will always, you can use that as just like a little quick rule of thumb for like, hey, what level are these invasions at? So like this is telling you that these are, below 138 or whatever. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this build's level 90. You might be able to get a look at the stats if you like pause the video during one of these moments where like I open my menu. But like I said, I'm pretty sure it's 25-25 strength dex, and then like 15 or 14 faith. If you wanted to do a build like this, the McKellen Knight Sword, you might think it's a faith weapon, but it's not a faith weapon. It's a quality weapon that has like a little bit of faith scaling and a faith requirement to do the Ash of War. That's going to scale off faith, but the majority of your damage, especially unbuffed, is just strength dex. So I think 25-25 strength dex, and then like 15 faith. But I think I'm also wearing, look at this, the R2 heal punish, the Stone of Garank roll punish, and then the Sacred Blade on top of all that. Oh, it's so sweet. Love it. Anyway, sorry. Wearing the Prosthesis Wearer's Heirloom, I think, and the Star Scourge Heirloom. So +5 strength, +5 dex. And, if you wanted to do a build like that at whatever level, you could. But that's a quality build with just a touch of faith. More faith if you want more spells, and more scaling on that Ash of War. Now, this is a different build. This is around level 70, I think. And so you're seeing 40 vigor here instead of 50. This is, I was watching, somebody posted some clips on Twitter, and they tagged me in them. They're called Max Posts Content. And they were doing that right there. Stamp into backstep into backstab. And I was like, that's so funny. And so I thought, okay, I want to try that out. This is a dex build, so I went and grabbed the Flamberge. It's lightning infused, as you can tell. And this clip right here is... That's why I do it, baby. That right there. People invade for different reasons. Some people are looking for, wins or, good fights. I am looking to absolutely put clown shoes on anybody that I fight. I mean, I want a good fight, obviously. A good fight's better than a bad fight. But that type of thing right there, that's what you want. Man. Like, you can't get that on dual spears. You know what I'm saying? You can't get that on a heavy spear. You can't get that on a katana. You gotta play great sword or better for that uppercut into the spikes, like a goddamn Mortal Kombat 2 stage fatality. Absolutely love it. But yeah, this was all just me goofing off. I was trying to do some Flamberge stamp backstabs. And it was fun. I had a lot of good invasions with this build. This is just your standard like Saint Riot build. So like I said, I think this one's got 40 vigor. And then all the rest of the stats just went into dex and maybe a little something into endurance. This is just my standard, I want to go invade, and, sword, board, greatsword, shield, spear. I could probably fit the Zweihander on this build, but I would have to two-hand it, and the weight requirement might get in the way. I might have to, do some soft swaps shenanigans. I love keeping a Colossal Sword on me. I think the only Colossal Sword this build could use is the Zweihander, and it would have to be two-handed in order for us to actually use it. So, I just don't bother. But also, there's the Lucerne in my inventory there. I love those glaives that have that overhead moveset like that. That's just like the standard Saint Riot stuff that I like. And then enough faith if I use a talisman, I can swap with the Two Fingers talisman. I can swap something for that, and it'll give me bestial vitality, catch flame, stuff like that. Look at that backstab. Anyway, that was Max Post Content was the person who tagged me in that video on Twitter, and it was hilarious. So I thought, I want to do it, and I did. And I'll have more videos of this stuff real soon. Till next time, later y'all.